But what are you saying about the other big stories this morning? Kadi joins me now for a review of your thoughts. Hello again, Kadi.
Hey, well, not to worry. We have Victor Boniface, other strikers who definitely come through for Nigeria. So wish the Super Eagles the very best in that all-important clash. Definitely will be giving you some insight and some talks on that one. But let's get right into what you're saying. First up is the court decision about Labour Party leadership. Court affirming, get this, Julius Abure as Labour Party chairman. There's been a lot of back and forth there. There was an Inadi Usman leadership that was appointed, and then a lot of back and forth. No, it's not meant to be. The Congress that was conducted is illegal. INEC says, well, we don't recognize him, but then the court has made a decision. So let's see what you're saying about it. First off is Dear Kololaolua, who says, hope Abure has learned his lessons. Okay, now he has to work hard to restore the integrity of Labour Party.
Well, we'll hope so. But it seems that the LP chairman seems to have 9 lives, keeps returning. It's about the second time the court has affirmed that he is a national chairman. But what impact would this have on efforts made by members of the group to set up a committee to look into the leadership crisis and resolve it amicably? Well, the coming days will be quite telling. Elijah 2 Olusegun writes also and says, one court will sack, another court will uphold, you mean to say. Shena 2 judiciary we get, well, sort of asking that do we have 2 judiciary arms of government? Okay, well, next move, Jerry, LP. It's quite telling about the psychology of Nigerians as far as, politics is concerned.
And this is something that we need to fix on time, because it's impugning on the integrity of the courts. We have a new CJN, and I imagine that this will be one of the major issues she will seek to tackle. I don't know if we say that it's technology they need or better due diligence, such that we don't get conflicting court orders. And this pervades politics and other areas of our lives as a nation. The next user, Steezy, right, I think refers to what had played out earlier on with INEC, saying INEC is saying a different thing. The court is saying a different thing. So imagine you say INEC is saying one thing, the court is saying another. Who do we take serious in this country?
Speaking of which, will the other groups within the Labour Party or one of them appeal this judgment? Well, we shouldn't be surprised if that happens in the coming days. But let's go to another talking point this morning. Governor Soludo threatens to seal shops of traders observing Monday sit-at-home. And this has been a tested situation for governors in the Southeast with varying levels of success in tackling the Monday sit-at-home challenge. So let's see what some of you are saying about this. Ajibari Talk says, governance through threats won't solve the issue. Engaging with the people and understanding their concerns will go a long way. Dialogue over force. Governor Soludo, peaceful solutions. That's the charge on the governor there.
Yeah, because Soludo solutions, remember that was one of his lines during campaigns. The next user, Baba UCH, says, what if the traders are trying to obey the governor's order, or orders in this case, and they are caught by the Zionist army? What will become of them? Well, I think that's the dilemma now, the conundrum. But the lawful order has been given by the governor, right? And duly elected.
And that's, something very important that the governor should think about, should reflect on. Is the security situation in Anambra watertight, such that if they choose not to obey this Monday sit-at-home and obey the government, their security, their lives and property will be guaranteed safety. Well, let's go to the next speaker this morning, Theophilus. Okay, let's go to the next talking point now so that we can cover as much ground as possible. The federal government approves Dangote refinery as the exclusive supplier of jet fuel for Nigerian airline operators.
Well, more like, because he spoke with Channels Television.
Yes,
and he said
indeed.
that the operators came together and they said, you know what, we're going to purchase from Dangote. And he said he gave his blessing.
Approval.
Right, so more like they took the initiative and thought, okay, because of Forex and other costs, let us just go for the smarter option, I imagine, and then they went for Dangote.
Okay, so we could say this is a healthy product of public-private collaboration.
Yeah.
So Charlie writes in and says, this is not good news. Sole supply of jet fuel for airline operators means only Dangote can supply, and that means every airline company is at the mercy of any price Dangote inflates on them.
Well, whether you wanted to use inflate or impose or otherwise, I think the point is taken. Rachel has this to say: good to know. No more foreign fuel for airline operators. Price of flight will come down now. I hope it's important to properly contextualize that.
We hope.
Because there are other costs that come together. So whether or not this will change a lot is what we hope to see.
All right. And that's it. That's as much we can take.
Hey, one more. It's important to tell you that the head of service of the Federation has reintroduced civil service anthems for workers. Now, don't ask me what that anthem is. I'm just giving you the information, right? So the head of service had made that announcement that there will now be a civil service anthem for civil servants in Nigeria. So if you're a civil servant, you better start learning.
You better learn the anthem.
Because,
so it doesn't invite query. Failure to be able to recite it doesn't invite a query. So learn the anthem, and perhaps one of these days we could also get to know what that anthem is.
So two anthems for you, the civil service anthem and the new national anthem. So wish you the best. I imagine this is geared towards fostering productivity and the rest. But people say, well, it's not just enough to change or give an anthem. There needs to be deeper reforms in that civil service. So
beyond recitation of anthems, we're rolling up our sleeves now and getting the conversation started. We're looking at the economy and the practicality or otherwise of the Tinubunomics policy. So stay with us. We'll be right back.